Shalom Alaikum. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. I'd like to give the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that sees His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to get into a lesson on not trusting a so-called white man, no matter what, man. Because the pressure is coming, that flame, that heat finna turn up, man. And it's all an effort to, make you consent and to concede and bend to His will, man. But Yahweh Shemel Shai has showed us His latter end. So why would you, still be invested in the Titanic? You going to the bar for another drink, knowing that this ship is sinking, man. But at the end of the day, don't trust this nigga, man. Matter of fact, let's start off with this. Because, it's going to get to the point, our very livelihood is about to be compromised, man. One way, form, or fashion, all our lives is about to change drastically, man. And it's not going to be a smooth transition, But despite all that, I don't care how hard it get, we cannot, succumb to this man. This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, see? And that word never is the key word. Because it means not at any point, no matter what, man. You can be on your deathbed and he'll present that thing as being the answer. Which is plenty of videos of that. You have these different so-called anti-vaxxers that regretted not taking the jab, and they died after the interview was over with. So even you on your deathbed, don't trust this nigga, because ultimately you're going to suffer a more grievous death dealing with him. It says, for like as iron rusteth, so of his wickedness. See, because now he's a worse devil than he was 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Because that rust, it gets worse over time. So you be better off dealing with a 1850 devil than a 2021 devil. Why? Because the so-called white man today presents himself as something to help you out, as beneficial. You might see a sitcom where you have a so-called interracial couple or some crazy shit to show that everybody's cool now. Not knowing this nigga got billions of dollars, to research and come up with different things to kill you off, such as fires and fagos, and that's just scratching the surface, man. So you can't trust this man. It says, but it says never trust that enemy. That's the point right there. Never trust him, man. Because at the end of the day, he wants to kill you. Let's get something real quick. No, I think it's 14. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 14 is sound. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. See? Those incentives that he presented to lure you in to get the jab, that wasn't out of the kindness of his heart. Those stimulus checks, he wasn't thinking about you and hoping that you get your bills paid on time. It's a sinister plan behind everything this man do that seems as so-called beneficial. It tells you even his tender mercies are cruel. This nigga will paint himself as, the savior of the world, so-called, through his technology. From him spreading these different chemtrails to he'll have a so-called scientific excuse to why he's spraying chemtrails. All the way to why he's got different chemicals in your food, or why your apple still look red after so many, That's why he got to go, man, at the end of the day. Because everything he puts forth is death. You know? It says, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last, he will declare his wickedness, see? And it's going to be made known pretty soon. We are at the last. His horns is showing now. Matter of fact, let's go back to Ecclesiastes 12. See, it's going to get to the point. You're going to know the so-called white man, the devil. If you don't know now, you're going to know pretty soon. You know, starting with these laws of legislation, these draconian laws. This nigga, the dragon is speaking louder and louder, man. And what's he saying? He's telling you he's the devil. Every time a nigga open his mouth, he's telling you he's the devil. He telling you he want to kill you. You know, these different death threats. You know, he's threatening you with the famine and things of that nature. Your very livelihood, man. You know? Sirach 12:16, it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, see? But in his heart, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit, see? So he's coming in the name of health. But in his heart, that forked tongue of his, it's all an effort to stay on top. He's willing to drown you so he can stay afloat. You know? And it's all an act of desperation, man. That's why ultimately tells he's going to come down with great wrath, because he know he have but a short time. And that's a nigga you don't want to be have no pause with. A wounded animal that's in a corner, or a nigga that got all these charges and he ain't trying to go to jail. Those, you don't want to be around nothing like that, man. You know, because they gonna throw the whole thing at you, man. You know, and Esau is that wounded animal that has been backed into a corner, that criminal that has been surrounded by the SWAT team. This nigga finna go out and blaze of glory, man. You know? But it's all an effort to stay on top. It's all an effort for him to continue, you know. It says, he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. See? If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him now first, see? Because he's the one that's bringing it. But he's going to bring the solution as well. His solution that's going to actually benefit him. You know? It can be perceived like he's helping you, but it's for him. It says, and though he pretend to help thee, see, yet he shall undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. See, so at the end of the day, this man gonna show himself. See, he ain't ready for nothing, man. This is gonna actually manifest. You know, that nigga is actually gonna manifest, man. To this fire-breathing dragon. These people gonna see it, man. You know. And we see in the beginning of the night, and this man he's gonna be the one that's gonna it's gonna be a big part, you know, contributing to Jacob's trouble, man. The so-called white man. Starting with his laws and his legislations to justify him using his military. Because that's what it's going to come down to, man. The sword. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to come down to, man. Let's see something. What was that in the book of... I think it's 16. I think it's 16. And verse 68, it says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is counted over you, see? And that great multitude is going to be an overwhelming military presence. That's what it's going to be, man. You know, overwhelming military presence throughout, you know, Babylon the Great, man. And in certain pockets, it's going to be more intense than others, man. You know? But this is what this man is going to use to bring in that new world order, man. This police state, you know. It says, and that's what you see with these different dystopian films. You know, it's always the military that's facilitating shit, that's, enforcing the rules, man. And we seeing the beginning stages of that. It says, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. See, so that's why you got these different concentration camps, these different rehabilitation camps, places where, it's just going to be camps for just torturing, to so-called rehabilitate you, for you to bow down, you know. And what's going to be presented is that chip, man. Ultimately, the thing. Because this thing, that jab, it's just a prelude of what's about to take place, man. This is when it's going to be out in the open. This when this nigga going to declare his wickedness. When that thing come forth, he ain't going to play with you. It's do this or do that. You know what I mean? Do this or that. That's what it's going to come down to, man. It says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden on the foot. See, so you gonna get your ass beat, man. You consented, and ain't no telling, how these devils operate. They might have cast lots to see how long you was gonna break, what method to use that was gonna make you talk or make you take it. And at the end of the day, you consent unto them, you're gonna get stomped out, man. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. See, and there's gonna be another thing they're gonna do when they come around the people up. There's gonna be certain orders just to lay the whole house down or the neighborhood, or they might just go to some projects and say kill all of them. Sparing none. But this is what's taking place upon the planet Earth. It's not like the scene the scene is on. It's 50 years down the line. No, we in the beginning stages of these things taking place, man. And the so-called white man coming down with great wrath. And ultimately, he's trying to bite you, man. This serpent is trying to bite you with those fangs. Let's see if I can find it. Bear with me. Yeah, Jeremiah, the 5th chapter. And this man know that he's at his end. And that's why he's forcing it. That's why the word mandatory and required and compulsory. This man is making demands now. Like, you can try to, you've been opening this door all day. For all this time, every day you was able to open that door and close it. It was never locked. Then one day it's locked. And now you trying to beat the door down. You're trying to kick the door down. That's what the so-called white man is doing. See, the access to power is being taken away, man. It's being transferred. And this man don't, he don't want no parts of that. He's trying to add to his rulership. He's trying to upset prophecy. And he's doing everything in his power to do it. Through the power of the pen, And ultimately, it's going to come down to his military, man. Jeremiah 5:22, fear ye not me, saith the Lord. Will you not tremble at my presence? And that's what pretty much the presence of the Lord is when the prophets come on the scene, man. That's why it tells you, what's that in the book of Samuel? Samuel came into the city and the elders trembled. That was really the presence of the Lord, because Samuel is a prophet, the mouthpiece of the Lord. So, and these devils, beginning with these backers, they was in fear, man. tell you they stood in fear of when we stood upon our feet. Great fear fell upon him when we stood upon our feet. But this nigga in his pride is gonna, you know, do the total opposite. He's not gonna consent, not gonna concede. He's gonna go through with his plan. You know, you can see it might the road say roadblock ahead. You know, turn around. This nigga gonna keep going, man. Like he gonna make him another 50 years. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. It said, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by perpetual decree. Yeah, so all these kingdoms that came and went, it was decreed that they were gonna rule a certain period of time, and they were gonna fall at a certain period of time. You know, it said that it cannot pass it. See, so if you're gonna rule so many years, and that's it. Once the Lord get a date, you know, you play out your certain mission during your rulership, then it's over with. You ain't gonna be able to pass that. Like the next day after Babylon, you know, Darius the Mede sought that surgical strike. It wasn't like the next day Babylon, whoop, this and that. No, that was it for them, man. They wasn't able to pass that next day. They win that superpower the next day. That was it. So how much more America, man? When the smoke cleared the dust out, after those missiles hit, turn about Lord Yahushua, you don't think a nigga gonna be like tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I gotta. No, man. That's gonna be it for this place, man. And so-called white man as a whole, his whole power structure, man. It says, and though the ways thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. See, so at the end of the day, all this commotions, all this nigga is being stirred up. He 38 hot. And you seeing it through like I say, his media, her rhetoric, the laws he passed, these different essential workers, who he's replacing them with, the military, man. All in effort to get over that hump, to break forth that barrier. And he's gonna stop at nothing to do it, man. You know? Because you shouldn't have no dealing with this, man. Because, hey, he know he gonna die. And you I mean, you wanna die with this nigga, man? You know? Let me just get one more. Let's get one more. 2 Ezra 6, verse 7. Then Asaiah said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows? See? So we're in that time with this is gonna be the end of this scene of the movie. The scene where Edom would rule. This man was able to actually have the whole planet Earth in subjection. Not just a region, a territory. This man actually had the whole planet Earth, man. But this is going to be the end of it. And we're going to the beginning where the earth is about to be replenished. We finna go to how the earth's supposed to be, man. You know? Life. Because right now, death has covered the planet Earth through the influence of the so-called white man. It said, he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. See, and that lets you know those two main characters, Jacob and Esau. That's what it's all about, man. This is that wound, that fight in the womb that's taking place on a global scale now. You know, Esau versus Jacob. Because two nations are in that one. It wasn't just gonna be that story just gonna be stuck between two men. Actual Jacob and Esau. Now it was gonna put on a bigger scale between two nations, man. You know? It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. See, so this man, that's what he's trying to prevent. To be the end. He's trying to prevent the end, but guess what? Every time you read the scriptures, when it talks about the end, Esau is always in the picture, man. Whether it's under the name of Babylon or Egypt, or it might just come out and say Edom. He is the end of the world, man. And we seen, like I said, you see a nigga coughing up blood, you know he about to kick the bucket. He's gonna do all his strength to stay alive. But this what we seeing now with the so-called white man. It tells you he live by the sword. So that's the only way he know how to rationalize things out, man. He just gotta kill you, you know? But yeah, I just hope to be edifying. Let it give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham HaKodash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.